What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in to Trucker Talk. My name's Amanda. I'm here with my crazy ass friend Ginger and our special guest Grizzly. What's going on, guys? How's it going? What you up to today? What's your 20?
Yeah, not much, Amanda. Just kind of hanging out at a TA here in Brookville, PA. Waiting to deliver my load tomorrow morning. So, yeah, just hanging out.
Hey, everybody. It's your boy, Cousin Grizzly, coming to you live from the Flying J truck stop up here at Rice Hill, Oregon. Just kind of hanging out, doing what I do.
Awesome. It's so nice to have you with us this week, Grizzly. So, what's up there in Oregon? I've never been that way. I'm actually heading to Appleton, Wisconsin, and it is windy as all hell out here today. What's the weather like by you?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. Always been my dream to enter the world of podcasting. But yeah, this place where I'm sitting right now, Rice Hill, I guess it's technically the town of Oakland, Oregon. Up here on I-5, about right in the middle of the state. It's gray, overcast, and cold as shit.
That sounds like winter to me. Now, when I hear Oregon, I always think of Oregon. Now, I know there's probably like a huge debate with people that live there. Is it pronounced Oregon or Oregon? Like, what is the proper way to pronounce that?
Well, myself, not being a native Oregonian, having grown up in a small town in Louisiana, I always grew up hearing it pronounced Oregon, but according to the locals up here, it's pronounced Oregon. And apparently, if you say Oregon, they immediately peg you as an out-of-towner. But like I said, I ain't from here. I didn't grow up here, so I don't really give a shit. They can call it whatever and shit they want.
See, that's what I thought. I'm pretty sure I've been yelled at for saying Oregon. But see, in school, I might be showing my age here. We used to play a game called the Oregon Trail. So I've always just grown up thinking it was called Oregon. But yeah, I think I was corrected a couple times with the Oregon. What do you think, Ginger?
I don't know. I always called it an Oregon. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't live up that way. Never been really out that way. I've only been out that way maybe twice.
Yeah, I don't go west too often. My company likes to keep me like in the Midwest, southern states. So I think the farthest west I've been is like Utah. So I try to stay away from there. I hear it gets really hairy in the wintertime, like super, super snowy up there.
It definitely does get pretty hairy up here in the wintertime. I remember one year I was living in Beaverton, which is a little suburb west of Portland. We had this big-ass ice storm, and it was snow and ice all over the place. And I wasn't even driving a truck then, and I was getting out on the roads, and I was like, fuck this shit. I blew out a transmission just trying to get up a hill coming out of this one neighborhood. But, yeah, there's been some winters up here when it's been pretty hairy. And then my job, I run 7 western states. And, summertime, all the senior guys, they want to take all the runs that go east, like to Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, places like that. And I'll end up going down to California where it's 115 degrees in the summertime. And then when the weather starts to turn cold, they all want to go to California where it's somewhat warm. And then I end up going to frozen hell over in bumfuck Wyoming. Shit. I remember one time I was in West Yellowstone, right there on the Montana-Wyoming line. It was like 35 degrees below zero, or as I like to call it, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I've been through there. It's pretty fucking cold.
I think that's a proper fitting name for those temperatures. Fuck that shit. So this week, my company has me on e-logs. We started them last week, and so this is week number 2 for me on these fucking e-logs, and I really just want to kill myself.
I bet. Did they ever figure out if they were going to change your speed on everything?
No, they're not changing my speed. I'm actually governed at 70, which is, it's pretty good for being a company driver. However, what is killing me is whenever I move the truck, like whenever I get to the shipper or receiver, I move the truck. It automatically changes my duty to driving because it has a little thing in here that's connected to my engine that it tells whenever the truck is moving. So I usually stay on duty, but it automatically changes me to driving, and then it will not let me edit that. So right now, I'm like just trying. My logs are like all over the place because it says I'm driving when I'm just moving the truck. So I'm just now figuring out how to do like yard moves, stuff like that. So it's really frustrating from coming from somebody who's always been on paper logs. So what about you, Josh? Are you running e-logs right now, or are you on paper?
Well, I'm on e-logs. The company I work at, I've been here 16 months, and we've had e-logs ever since I've been here. They can be kind of a pain in the ass at times, primarily because I do multi-stop deliveries, delivering car batteries to all these different places with a pallet jack and a lift gate. So sometimes I'll be down somewhere and, I have my mojo cooking and getting going and, knocking shit out left and right. And then all of a sudden it's like, you got 59 minutes until you got to park and take your break. Or, I'll be trying to haul ass and get somewhere for the night. And it's like, you've got 59 minutes left to drive. And it'll keep beeping at me and just pissing me off. It's like, well, when the clock runs out, I better find somewhere to be parked.
Yeah, see, that's my biggest worry is, if I'm on paper and I'm stuck in traffic somewhere and I don't have to worry about, having to pull over right then and there because my clock says that, I'm out of time, I'm sitting in traffic. I don't know what to do. So what happens in that scenario if I'm sitting in traffic and all of a sudden, here it goes, I have 2 minutes left on my clock? Like, is there a grace period or how does that work?
Well, the way that it was explained to me, because we got a new manager recently, obviously he's aware of the once a week 2-hour grace period for unexpected occurrences, freak weather, traffic collision, road shutdown, something that you couldn't have otherwise normally planned for when you route out your day. But I've never had to use that, and I hope I never do. But there's been times when I thought I was going to get pretty close. Like one time I was down in San Francisco and some idiot down there decided he was going to have an armed standoff with the cops right on the Bay Bridge. And I ended up moving maybe 1.5 miles over the course of 5 hours. And it was getting to the point where at one point I just said, fuck it. Stopped right there in traffic, went off duty for 30 minutes, didn't move at all, got my 30-minute break out of the way, and then went back on the clock and went back to collecting delay time.
See, that seems to be the way to do it. I don't know. I've just been trying to get opinions. Ginger, you've been on e-logs for a while. What do you do in a situation like that? Have you ever had something like that happen to you?
Well, shit. As you know, that I started with CR England, and they told me, just to save the clock, to go off duty if you're just like in stop and go traffic. But my e-logs never really ever kicked in until I went like 5 miles over, 15 miles over now. My e-logs won't kick in to drive until I'm over 15 miles an hour. So, I don't know. I always just did off duty. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is I'm just trying to figure out how fast I can go before it actually changes to driving. Because I had it happen to me actually last week at the fuel island. I'm sitting in line waiting, for my turn of fuel. And then as soon as I put it in drive and start driving up to the pump, boom, back to driving. And it's just like so incredibly annoying.
Yeah, they should fix that for you. You should at least get 5 mile leanway. You got to be able to move the truck around and shit. And like Josh was explaining earlier, was like, if you're making moves around in the truck stop, trying to park the truck and you're already at time, that's counting as you're driving fucking violating.
Well, see, my safety manager was trying to explain it to me. There is such thing as a yard move that you can like write in there that you're moving it in the yard or something, and it's supposedly not supposed to change your duty time, but it does on my app anyway. See, we're not using like a regular e-log. We're using like an AOBRD, which is like automatic onboard detection something. And it's like supposedly for the people that are grandfathering into the e-logs. I think these are legal under the mandate until like 2019 or something. So it's a little bit different than like an actual e-log.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never had to deal with any type of system like that. I was always dealt with either Qualcomm or PeopleNet or whatnot. Now I'm dealing with Blue Tree. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Josh might have dealt with something like what you're dealing with.
Well, at the present moment, I'm currently rocking a PeopleNet unit in this truck. I had a Blue Tree way back in the day when I worked. I had a cup of coffee at Market Transport. Up till lately, you know, I could move around at like 5-10 miles an hour, and as long as I didn't, you know, move at that speed for over 1 mile, it would stay in whatever duty status I was in. Like my first trip with Market, they sent me to Golden Valley, Arizona, and I ended up getting down there and parking at Petro in Kingman, which was about 30 miles away from where I needed to be. Got there a day and a half early because, you know, fucking super trucker over here. Oh, I got to hurry up and get there. Delivery's Monday morning. I get there Saturday night. And when I got there was nowhere to park, so I ended up parking in the back 40. And then the next morning I was like, well, shit, there's spots up front. I'm going to see what I can do. So I just crept along, got me a new spot. But the unit that I got now, up until recently, it was about the same. However, the other day, Sunday morning, I was in the yard looking for a trailer, and they'd given me the wrong trailer number on my paperwork, so I'm driving around looking for this trailer that isn't there because they put the wrong number on the shit. And apparently I had driven around slow and long enough that it kicked into drive mode and charged me for 20 minutes of drive time, and I called compliance and told them about it, and they're like, oh, ain't shit we can do about it, Bubba. It's there. We can't change it. It's DOT regulations and all that shit. Not like it mattered. I was only going to Spokane, which is only a 7-hour haul away, so I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, that definitely sucks. Yeah, mine won't kick in unless I go over 15 miles an hour, and if I go over 15 miles an hour, it kicks in the drive. But if I stay exactly at 15 miles an hour, it won't kick in. I have to stay at 15 miles an hour for about 2 miles. And once I've passed 2 miles of going exactly 15 miles an hour, then it'll kick me in the drive.
Yeah, these e-logs can be a pain in the ass. But then again, at the same time, you know, there's times when I'm glad that I have them, because, you know, there's some days when I don't feel like going the whole day. There's a lot of times I don't feel like, you know, cooking books and going over and shit. And I worked at a lot of places. Shit, I worked at one place where I pulled a 21-hour day, and I had to cook the shit out of my books. So I got a love-hate relationship with e-logs. Some days I love them, some days I hate them, but you know, it's a wave of the future.
Yeah, I gotta honestly say it's totally screwy, because I mean, like last night I had plenty of drive time, and I was getting tired. You know, I was up all day screwing with the truck, getting the truck back to the way it needed to be. And I was driving down the street last night, and I was tired. I was supposed to deliver this morning, but I was going to be there this morning, but last night I ended up getting an air leak here in Brookville, so that's why I'm here. Now I don't deliver until tomorrow, but yeah, it's crazy how all that shit pans out. You know, the way, from my understanding, with e-logs is you could never be late or be held responsible for being late.
Yeah, this morning I was watching an Indiana State DOT trooper, or whatever you want to call him. He was doing a live stream on Facebook and basically answering questions about, you know, all the new mandate and stuff. And it's, you know, these truckers, you know, they protested yesterday. And honestly, in my opinion, I think it's a little bit too little too late. You know, the mandate it's there. It's not going anywhere. So I think the time to protest would have been when they first when they first introduced this to everybody. But, you know, it is what it is, and I guess it's something that we're all going to have to deal with. But, yeah, like Josh said, it has its pros and its cons. But anyways, I heard Josh's phone ring there. It reminded me, my boss texted me yesterday and was telling me to make sure I write down my wait time at the shippers or receivers so I can get paid detention. But instead of texting me, get paid for detention, he texted me, get laid for detention. And it was pretty embarrassing for him, but it was hilarious. I was like, man, I wish I would get laid. I would get laid every time I had to sit here and wait for 3 hours.
Well, if you're hanging out in the right place, it's entirely possible that you could.
Yeah, you know, for the right price at some of these places. No, I try to stay away from those lot lizards, so Josh, I'll leave them to you.
No, that's quite all right. I got a lot of things in my monthly budget. Lizards and rats ain't one of them.
All right, I hear that.
But anyway, he texted me that, and it reminded me of something I had texted my brother-in-law a while back. Don't ask me why my autocorrect changed this, but it did. I was asking my brother-in-law how my niece Anna was doing, and my autocorrect changed the word Anna to anal. And I didn't proofread, and I hit send. So I sent my brother-in-law, hey, how's anal doing? And then I wondered why I got really awkward at Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, my God. Only you, Amanda.
Well, I haven't really received too many crazy text messages, although I do recall one particular evening after a particularly long and taxing day. I was sitting back there in the bunk, and I was going to send a message to my lovely fiance, Rebecca. If you ever listen to this, I love you, baby. But I was dog-ass tired because I'd had like 12 or 14 stops that day and put in a lot of miles, and it was really hot, and I was just fucking out of it. And the last thing I remember was laying back there in the bunk, and I pulled up the messenger, and I just sent a quick little something like, hey baby, I'm here, I love you, I'm gonna go to bed, yada yada, so on and so forth. And I hit send, and then I put my phone down, closed my eyes, went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and my buddy Bobo had texted me back like, dude, I love you too, maybe, I think. I texted him back, I'm like, my bad, dog, my bad.
Oh my gosh, that reminded me, I accidentally sent my old boss, he was like this crazy Serbian, like, mafia dude when I first started truck driving. I sent him a selfie, but I was making like a crazy silly face. I always send my fiance, like, you know, just stupid selfies that you send to your significant other. And I sent this to my boss, and the reply he sent me was, nice face. I was like, oh my gosh, that was meant for my boyfriend.
Ah, shit. I really don't text that much, so I mean, I don't really remember anything crazy.
And what did we learn today, boys and girls? Proofreading and double checking before you hit send, that's the thing.
Absolutely, because apparently I'm really bad at doing this.
Yeah, I always try to double check everything, but sometimes I'll be texting and whatnot, and not, I use voice text a lot, especially, but I don't always proofread that, and sometimes some of the shit is fucked up on that, but yeah.
Oh my god, the voice texting is the worst. I know, we've all used it, we're truck drivers, so like a voice text for me is like my second home, but yeah, it apparently doesn't understand what I'm saying because that fucks up a lot.
Well, I tried to use voice to text a couple of times, and as my lovely fiance Rebecca will testify, when I'm really tired or really drunk, my roots start showing, as we say. So yeah, if I try to do voice to text when I'm really tired, my voice to text will literally come back and say, "Fuck it, dude, I got nothing. I can't understand a fucking word you're saying." No, I'm pretty sure that if Samsung could put an error message on the phone that just says, "Fuck it, I got nothing," they would, and it would apply to me.
I finally, after many months, probably even almost a year, I finally figured out how to get my autocorrect to not correct my cuss words. Like, it would change fuck to duck and like shit to shot. I finally figured that out. So, you know, if you guys need a little help, I'm getting technologically savvy nowadays. So just hit me up.
Well, I pretty well got that figured out. Every time I get a new phone, first thing I do is I'll send somebody a text message and be like, fuck, shit, ass, cock, titties, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and I'll just go through and correct everything. And eventually I can, you know, cuss somebody out through swipe with no problem. But, you know, as far as that voice to text shit goes, you know, I don't trust anything that doesn't understand what y'all, you'uns, how's your mom and them, shit like that. If it can't pick that up, I don't trust it. That shit tells you right there that whoever developed Android, they were definitely not from my neck of the woods.
Right? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious though. Yeah, I don't have the southern slang like you do, but yeah, there's just some words that it just will not pick up when I talk, but I do talk really fast sometimes, so I think that's probably the issue. But Ginger over here, we are in a Facebook group chat, and when he does that talk to text, forget about it. You need a translator to figure out what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I'm always have to go back and copy the message and fucking turn around and edit it and send it back so y'all know what I'm talking about.
I just missed my damn exit talking to you guys. But that reminds me, I usually put in our little disclaimer in the beginning, which if you're still listening at this point, God bless you. I'm going to go ahead and give our little disclaimer. All of our audio is being recorded on hands-free devices. So yes, some of us may be driving, but, you know, it's the hands-free device, so don't ring anyone too bad.
I ain't recording on no hands-free device. I had to park for this shit. I'm talented, but I ain't that talented. My multitasking skills are what you might call lacking.
Yeah, I'm not the only one. Yeah. Even though I'm always constantly on fucking headset.
Well, most days I try to abide by company rules, and company I work for, we actually have a rule in the books. It says no using your phone while you're driving, not even with a hands-free device or headset or Bluetooth earbuds or no kind of shit like that. Even though they're always calling me when I'm driving, I'll fucking ignore it, and then I'll call them back like 5 minutes later, and it's only obvious that I'm still driving. But it's like, I'm not going to answer the phone when you motherfuckers call me while I'm driving and shit, because one of these days it ain't going to be my dispatcher. It's going to be the terminal manager or somebody else, and they're going to get a fucking hard on, and they're going to say, yo, turn that motherfucker around, come back, we need to have a talk. And I'll just walk in there and be like, what, motherfucker, you called me.
Right, that's crazy. Shit. Yeah, some of these companies get weird like that. They will fucking test you and see if you're actually listening to what they have to say. It's all right. For my company, I can be on a hands-free and drive. They say if you feel safe doing so, you can. But, I mean, I don't talk to many people and whatnot, so it's not a big, huge difference and whatnot for me.
See, my people don't give a shit. And it's not even necessarily like my dispatcher and them, it's the brokers. The brokers call me when I'm driving. They text me all day long when I'm driving. They ask me for like steel numbers and temperatures when I'm driving. So they just don't give a shit.
Well, see, when I got hired at this company that I'm not going to say the name of because, you know, I like my job and I want to keep it. When I first got hired and I was going through the new hire orientation, the safety manager we had at the time, that was one of the big things that he drilled into my head. Don't use your phone while you're driving. You have an accident or we have any reason to believe that you're doing so, we have the right to request your phone records, and if you don't provide them, we can place you on unpaid suspension until you do. And if you don't provide them after so long, we'll go ahead and terminate your employment, blah, blah, fucking blah, and all this bullshit. Well, I later come to find out that that was not entirely true. What they did at one point was they offered you could either take a work phone or you could take what they call a stipend to help offset the cost of your own personal phone bill for using your phone for company business. Because I got to call every fucking place I go to at least 2 hours before I show up, which I usually don't. I usually call them, like, hey, I'll be there in 15 minutes. Get your shit ready. But yeah, I later found out that if you don't take the company phone or you don't take the stipend, then they can't look at your phone records. And I knew the whole thing was bullshit the first day I went out with the guy that was training me, because we were on the road for 2 hours and he's on his fucking headset fucking just jab, won't shut the fuck up. And come to find out, he's talking to the fucking dispatcher. And I'm like, y'all a bunch of hypocritical motherfuckers.
Do you guys have those cameras, like, facing you so they can see, like, if you got into an accident, would they be able to tell if you're on your phone? Or do they just, like, request the records?
Well, I do have a camera on my truck facing outwards. And that was one of the first things I asked them when they called me to even come in and interview. I asked them, I said, do you have dash cams or nanny cams or anything like that? And they said, well, we have outward facing cameras in the event of a hard break or collision, something like that. Then it'll kick on and record for like 15 seconds or some shit. But they don't have inward facing cameras. And I told them every place I've ever tried to get a job since that became a thing, I'm like, y'all got nanny cams? A couple of them said, yeah. I said, well, thank you for your time. I'm going to keep on looking.
Right? No shit. I used to haul mail for a little bit locally, and so that was the only company that I ever drove for that had the driver-facing cams, and those things fucking drove me nuts. I can't tell you how many times I flipped those things off. Can't stand them. I think Kyle. Ginger, you have one, right?
Yeah, I have the dash cam like Josh was talking about. It's through a company called Smart Drive. It drives me nuts because, like, I could see anytime it goes off, but it goes off anytime, like, if I go around a turn and if the camera thinks that I was going too fast, or if the camera sees, like, if it says, like, let's say it says 60, but the speed limit's 65, and if I go around that turn at 65, that camera goes off and sends it to the company and says that I was speeding around the curb.
Yeah, me personally, I think these companies are just getting too personal. Let the driver do his job. I'm a professional for a reason. I've been out here doing this for years. I don't need you to tell me how to do my job, and that's the one thing I hate. I cannot stand companies that micromanage the hell out of you.
Well, one thing I gotta say is that, the new trucks that this company's getting, I told them, I said, once you take this truck, fucking, you can have your job and keep it, because now that they have cameras on the mirror so they can see up and down the side of the truck, and then they've been talking about putting a camera inside the truck, and I told them as well. I was like, as soon as you do that, you can keep the truck and gone.
See, I agree with that opinion right there, Brother Kyle. I agree with that opinion wholeheartedly. I don't need some son of a bitch sitting at a desk somewhere, bored off his ass, or just wanting to be a nosy motherfucker, queuing up my camera, fucking watching me and shit. Because they can do that shit anytime. Doesn't matter if I'm driving, if I'm off duty, whatever. I mean, what if it's the middle of the night and I decide to come up out of my bunk and sit up here and have me a cigarette, and I want to sit up here in my boxing drawers, and I don't need some asshole watching me while I'm sitting here smoking or scratching my ass or picking my nose or just generally being a disgusting fucking pig like I do sometimes, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I don't need no son of a bitch watching me. Fuck that.
Exactly. Like, I get the point of the outward-facing cameras, and they've proven to help people in cases, if there was an accident and it was somebody else's fault, you have your camera there, and that's good. and that's why they have dash cams. But driver-facing camera, completely pointless. It's stupid, and it's just an all-around invasion of privacy. Like Josh said, if I'm going to come out of my bunk naked, smoking a cigarette, scratch my ass, whatever the matter may be, I don't need you watching me do that. You know, we're in these trucks. This is our home when we're out here. I wouldn't have a camera in my bedroom, so why would I have a camera right here?
Right. I always thought it was illegal, or I thought I heard that it is illegal to put driver-facing excuse me, cameras in these, bunkers and whatnot. Because I mean, I know Swift was doing it for a while, and I think they got fined for having it in there, and they had to take it out.
Well, Swift had a good goddamn reason for putting driver-facing cameras in the fucking trucks. I mean, in all my years I've been out here driving, I have seen Swift and their fucking bastard redheaded stepchild fucking central refrigerator. I've seen them fucking up more than I've seen anybody else fucking up. Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll pull up Swift fail videos on YouTube and shit, and they'll show some of these motherfuckers sitting in their truck, and you can just watch the moment. You can see it come across their face when they just go from 0 to like they're like, I mean, seriously, like, fuck, everybody knows, what Swift stands for, see what I fucked up today. Like, you can just watch these motherfuckers, like, what am I going to fuck up today? What am I going to hit with? Like, take a corner too fucking tight, try to go into the fuel island at a fucking 90-degree angle and shit. Oh, boy, I'm going to shut up. I can go off on these motherfuckers all day long.
Yeah, I'm guessing I took a wrong move with the company to pick out for the...
Yeah, I agree with you, Josh. If there's any company that needs them and has earned them, it would be Swift.
And then again, and this is just me being the politician and diplomat that I am, or try to be anyway, I know that not all Swift drivers are like that, and I realize that the reason that Swift, I realize that the accident to driver ratio, that's the phrase I was looking for. I realize that, they are one of the largest, probably the largest carrier in the country. So statistically, yeah, they're more likely to hire people that are going to fuck up and put them out on the road. And also the plain and simple fact that they have fucking CDL mills across the country, and they crank out a brand new class of steering wheel holders every fucking week. I'm not saying that all of them are fuck ups. I've been places where I've seen Swift drivers fucking blindside fucking jackknife into a parking spot right next to me, and after I pulled about 6 inches of seat cushion out of my ass, being afraid they were going to hit my truck, and they just fucking swooped it in there like they've been doing the shit for 150 fucking years. Yeah, okay, I was pleasantly surprised. So if anybody's listening to this and you're a Swift driver and you feel personally offended by anything that I said, well, sorry, but there's a reason for it. I'm not saying that you're a fuck up, but I'm saying there is a history of fucked upness. Big exception to the rule there would be my brother Jeffro. Hope you're listening. Get well soon and get back to work, you motherfucker. He was trained at Central Refrigerated, and yeah, he's a pretty goddamn good driver. Now, granted, when I first met him, he couldn't back a trailer to save his fucking life, and I had to help teach him. But, he's come a long way, and he's kicking ass and taking names. So, like I said, not all of them suck ass, but there's a disproportionate ratio, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, for sure. I totally get what you were trying to say, and I was going to throw that out there, too. Well, before I forget, I hope your friend Jeffro, I think you said, feels better. I hope he gets better. Yeah, well, soon, Jeffro. That's the first argument that Swift drivers will give you is, well, they're a big company, and they are. And not everybody from Swift is a horrible driver. I've drove past Swift trucks, and they've got the little diamond driver things on the side of their trucks or whatever, and supposedly that means that they had 1 million save miles or whatever. Fantastic. Love to see that. But like you said, there are a lot of Swift fuck-ups on the road. So it's hard not to jump on that I hate Swift bandwagon. So any of you Swift drivers out there, you're still truck drivers. You just need a little bit of practice.
Right, I couldn't agree more.
But I will say too, we all start somewhere. Shit, I didn't just come out my mama's womb backing up trucks and stuff. So, you know, we all started somewhere. We all learned somehow.
Oh shit, yeah. I mean, it took me a long time to get where I'm at and get as good as I am. And I mean, hell, even now there's some days when I can, jackknife into a dock with no problem. And there's some days when I'm out here looking like a fucking monkey fucking a Nerf football.
I was just talking about this earlier. It's usually like the really hard, like tight spots that I have no problem getting into. It's when I have all the space in the world, nobody around me, is when it takes me like 20 fucking times. So, we all have our days.
That's a true story right there. I hit a dock this morning. I had to back around the front end of an outside carrier that was there picking up a load, and I fucking swung around, put it in there, no problem. This place I'm at right now, I'm parked in the back 40, and there's like 7 or 8 spots open right next to each other, and I'm trying to swing it around and put it right in the middle and shit. And I'm a little crooked, but I also didn't sleep worth the fuck last night, and I got up at 6 something this morning. You boys a little tired. It depends on the day, depends on the time, depends on a lot of things. And you get some of these goddamn super truckers that say some stupid shit like, oh, I can blindside around a building in the dark in a snowstorm and not even budge a snowflake. Like, well, I'm happy for you, motherfucker. You and your fucking flip-flops and your fingerless gloves and wearing your fucking Bluetooth inside, letting everybody know, oh, I'm a trucker and I've been doing this shit for 150 years. I was driving before CDLs were even a thing. All right, motherfucker. We all saw Smokey and the Bandit. We all saw Convoy. We all grew up watching the same shit. We all want to be truck drivers for, roughly the same fucking, well, I don't know about everybody else. I mean, biggest reason why I want to be a truck driver is because I fucking hate people and I ain't good at nothing else, and I ain't been able to find anything else that I'm qualified for that pays me as well as this job does. So there's that.
Right, you get these, I call them fucking internet Rambos that go on these trucking pages and, pretend that they've never ever made a mistake in their life. And it's like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. You ain't perfect. Yeah, you want to be, like you said, Smokey and the Band and all this shit. They're just fucking keyboard Rambos on these fucking CDs too, man. People like that drive me crazy.
See, that's why I don't even have a fucking CB in my truck. And some of the guys that I work with are like, oh, you should get a CB so we can all talk to each other when we're out there. No, man. If I wanted to talk to you, you would have my phone number or my Voxer, or, we'd be friends on Facebook. Hell, there's people on my damn Facebook I don't talk to for months and years at a time. Shit, I'll go through my damn friends list and I'll look, I'm like, I'm still friends with that motherfucker? Apparently I am. No, if I want to talk to you, I will talk to you on a regular fucking basis. You call me, I call you, or some shit. It's like, no, I don't want to listen to the bullshit on the fucking radio. I like to get in my truck, put on my podcast, put on my audio book, listen to some music, do some shit. I'm sitting there, breaker 19, Smokey report, and Big Bad Bears and all that shit. Like, yeah, man, I get it. That's cool, Like, when they're, wasn't that a song or some shit that came out in the 70s teaching everybody how to talk like a trucker or some shit? I don't fucking know. But yeah, no, I'm just like, fuck that shit. I don't need that fucking noise. I don't need people fucking yelling at me and shit over fucking CB and shit, because I'll throw that motherfucker out the window, and that'll be a perfectly good waste of $99.99 plus the installation. So, I became a fucking truck driver so I could work alone. I don't want to fucking talk to people while I'm out here. I don't even want people talking to me when I'm in the fucking truck stop. And anybody that knows me, anybody knows what I look like, there's nothing about me, appearance-wise or presentation-wise, that screams, come up and talk to me. Come up and be my friend. I want to have a casual conversation with you, Mr. or Mrs. Strange motherfucker that I've never met in my entire fucking life and I'll probably never fucking see again. But I don't know, something about fucking big scary hillbilly just screams, be my friend. I need a friend. I need a hug. Fuck you.
Yeah, I hear you there, man. It always happens to me. I get stopped or something in the truck stop and they want to talk to you for like ever, and it's like, dude, I don't have time. I need to get back to my truck and go. Like, I understand you're just chilling here and whatnot, but I need to go. Like, I can't be sitting here talking to you.
I tell you one that really pisses me off, and this is one I run into a lot up here, running up and down I-5 between Oregon and California. There's goddamn bums hanging out at the truck stop, or not the truck stop, the rest stop, the rest area. They'll fucking post up right outside the fucking bathroom door. And they always got their little signs with their little sob stories and shit. You know, I run out of gas or anything helps, God bless. And, you know, family of 4, homeless, need food, need money, need some shit. I'll tell you a good one. I stopped at the rest area on I-5 South at Cottage Grove one time, and there was this dude out there holding a sign talking about he was hungry, he needed something to eat. I don't give nobody money because I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with it, and I work too goddamn hard to make my money. But he was standing over by the vending machines. So I walked over there, took out my wallet, pulled a couple dollars out. I looked at him and said, "Hey, brother, anything in here look good to you?" And he's sitting there looking and shit, and he goes, "Well, no, I think everything in there has animal products in it. You see, I'm a vegan." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, you can go fuck yourself."
A picky bum, huh? Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I've gave somebody money before, I've gave somebody a sandwich before, and they had asked me for money and said that they didn't need food, and I was like,
"Oh, wait, baby cousin, it gets better. The story gets even better, all right?" So, I know this is a trucker podcast, and, you know, we're not supposed to talk religion, politics, whatever. I don't give a fuck, all right? I'm going to let everybody know right now. Your boy Cousin Grizzly, I'm an atheist, all right? Let's just go ahead and get that right up front, straight across the board. So, anywho, I asked this jagoff, you know, if he wants something out of the vending machines, and he says no because he's a vegan. So I put my $2 back in my wallet, and I said, "All right, well, sorry I couldn't help you out. You know, good luck with whatever you're doing here. I'm going to go." And he proceeds to stop me, and then he points over this busted-ass Winnebago that he's driving, and he's talking about how he's a traveling minister, and, you know, he's going around ministering to people and all this shit. And then he just went straight 1990s. Shut up. He went straight early 1990s Keanu Reeves on me. He was like, dude, check it out. So I feel like, and you ever notice how when somebody starts off a sentence with "I feel like," whatever's going to come out of their mouth is bullshit? But I digress. He's like, "Dude, seriously, like, I feel like you're such a good person. Like, we're brothers in Christ, dude." And I'm like, "Well, that's nice." And he's like, "No, dude, seriously, like, you're a good person, you're a gift from God, etc., etc." Okay, well, have a nice day. He's like, "No, dude, seriously, like, you are a godly soul. Like, I can feel it. Dude, can I pray with you?" And I just looked at him and I told him straight up, I was like, "Well, I hate to break it to you, bro, but I'm an atheist. I don't subscribe to the fan club there." And he got this hangdog look on his face, and he looks at me, and he was like, "You're an atheist?" "Yeah. But you were going to buy me food." And I said, "Yeah, imagine that. A godless, heathen atheist was going to perform Christian charity. Ain't that about a bitch?" And then I turned and walked away, got back in my truck, and left.
Would you ever imagine atheists doing something good for somebody? Crazy. I would have been like, "So, your godly senses were tingling, but you were wrong, my friend. You were very wrong."
Yeah, that's what we call a swing and a miss right there.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of religion being tossed around here in the trucking world, which makes it interesting, entertaining for the most part for our fellow atheist truck drivers out here. But gotta take the good with the bad, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But I will say one damn thing. Chick-fil-A still got a tasty fucking sandwich, even if you can't get one on Sunday.
Right? That's the worst. Going to Chick-fil-A and realizing that it's Sunday. That is the worst. Those waffle fries are to die for.
Did you ever see that picture floating around Facebook? This dude posted a message somewhere talking about posted it on a Sunday talking about, I loaned my girl my car and it took her 2 hours to go to Chick-fil-A, and somebody replied like, dude, it's Sunday. Your girl went to Chick-fil-A.
No, I've not seen that.
That's fucking hilarious.
Well, at the risk of turning this from a trucker podcast to a dirty, blasphemous joke podcast, I'll throw out one more. It's a quick one. Jesus Christ walks into the Motel 6. He walks up to the clerk and hands him a hammer and nails, and he says, "Can you put me up for the night?"
Oh my God, you're bad. Yes. That's too funny though. It hurts. It hurts, but it's funny.
Oh God, that's fucking hilarious.
Yes, I know. And if anybody's offended, please direct your hate tweets to me at $2 and a biscuit on Twitter. The name's Grizzly Driftwood. I'm not hard to find.
Oh shit, yeah. Sorry guys, I was looking at a pre-plan for tomorrow. Yippee.
Yes, if anybody has any hatred about that joke, go ahead and direct them to @TheRealDonaldTrump on Twitter.
Hashtag Cheeto Face. Hashtag Small Hands, Baby Hands. Hashtag I have more faith in a wet fart after a 2-day Taco Bell bender.
I think we've covered all our bases here. We got religion down. We've mocked the president. What's next? So anyway, Ginger, you got a pre-plan, so where are you going? Where are you heading?
I will be picking up in Ohio and heading out to Oklahoma.
And if anybody's interested, I will be on my way to Chico, California, then Oroville, then Yuba City, then Marysville, then possibly going down to Tulare. So if anybody wants to direct their hate to me in person, I'll be somewhere down that way.
I am picking up in Appleton, Wisconsin, and taking that down to Indianapolis, Indiana. So that is where I will be. I guess we will go ahead and close this out. Thank you so much, Grizzly. It's been fun. We are definitely going to have you on here again with us for sure. Ginger, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you, guys. It's been awesome.
Well, thanks for having me there, baby cousin. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, there were rails. We were on them, and then we were very clearly off. Yeah, I'd love to come back and do the show again. You know, presuming I don't get us kicked off the air or whatever. That's right, we can do whatever the fuck we want because, you know, fuck society. But anywho, Brother Kyle, it was nice to meet you. I got to get back on the road. I'm well past my 30-minute break. So, yeah, I'm gonna get on out of here. Y'all keep the shiny side up, keep the dirty side down, keep the wheels spinning and the beavers grinning. Y'all know what I mean?
Damn right, Josh. You know, it's nice talking to you, man. Be safe out there. And have a good one, man.
Thanks, brother. You as well.
And for anyone out there tuning in, thank you so much for listening to Trucker Talk. We will see you guys next Friday for a brand new episode.